Okay. From sitting to standing, the amount of movement that you need at each of the joints in order to perform the movement into standing, you need, starting at the ankle, you need 28 degrees of dorsiflexion. Here you need at least 90 to 93 degrees of knee flexion, but then 90 to 110 of knee extension. And then at the hip, you need 110 to 120 of hip flexion in order to start the movement. So if you go ahead and stand up slowly, starting at the hip, we'll start up at the hip. You go ahead and sit down. First, she flexes at the hip to initiate the movement to stand up. So this is a concentric contraction of the iliopsoas and the rectus femoris initially. And then as she stands up, these two muscles are going to eccentrically contract. And on the back side, these ones are concentrically contracting. So these ones are the glute max, your biceps femoris, semimembranosus, semitendinosus. These ones are concentrically contracting to extend the hip. Go ahead and sit back down. And then we move on to the knee. So the knee, this stays in a flex position. Go ahead and slowly stand up. So then as she's standing up, the knee extensors are going to be working concentrically to extend the knee, which will be her vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, and vastus intermedialis to extend. And then on the other side, the flexor group, which would be biceps femoris, they also will be doing the semimembranosus and the tendinosus. So yeah, will be eccentrically contracting on this side to help control it. Go ahead and sit back down. Then we move on to the ankle, and the ankle will go ahead. It's a very small movement, but as she goes and stands up, go ahead. She gets some dorsiflexion action, but then as she stands up, she has to push into the ground. So her gastroc and most of the soleus is going to help plantar flex, and that'll be concentric contraction of those ones to help push her into the ground to stand up. Once she's in standing, her quads and her hamstring group are going to be isometrically contracting to help stabilize the pelvis and keep her up standing. And then her plantar flexors, gastroc soleus, and then her plantar, and then her dorsiflexors, which would be her tib anterior, will be isometrically contracting to help keep her foot planted. They'll also be firing on and off to help keep her balanced for the sway. Okay. Then I'm going to pause it and we'll go to range of motion. Okay. So one of the joint movements I'm going to be measuring is her hip flexion. I'll move this over. So first I will measure her hip flexion actively. So I'll have her do it herself. So to do this, I'm going to have the axis of the goni on her greater trochanter. The stabilizing arm is going to go along the midline, and then the movable arm is going to go along the femur. So I'll palpate your trochanter here. So then I want you to bend your knee and bring it up as high as you can. Good. Go ahead and bring it back down. So here she's got about 107 degrees of active flexion. And then now I'll do it passively. So I'll be doing it. Okay, go ahead and bend the knee. I'm gonna do it. So just relax yourself. So then I'm gonna go and put in some overpressure there. Okay, go ahead and relax. And there I got 110 for passive range. Then for dorsiflexion is my second one I'm going to measure down at the ankle. So for this one, I'm going to where am I? This one looks funny. Okay, so for this one, the axis is going to be just inferior to the lateral malleolus. Stabilizing goes up the fibula. Sorry, my hands are cold. And then the goni goes, or the movable arm goes just parallel to the sole of the heel. So make sure I'm putting this about 90 to start. So this would be her neutral position right here. Okay, go ahead and bring your toes up to your shin as much as you can. Good. I know they're stiff. It's okay. Okay, so for that one, she didn't get that much for that one. That one was only, oh, I can't read this one. That one she got 12 degrees of active flexion, dorsiflexion. And then, so now I'll do it passively. Keep your foot up here. So relax your foot as much as you can. And now I'm going to bring it up. Hold on, this is not. Okay, that's parallel. Okay, I'll bring you up as much as I can. Put in some overpressure. That's moving on me. Good. I just moved it. But that one I got almost 110, about 109 or just 9 degrees, 10 degrees of active flexion. It's not a whole lot of dorsiflexion. Okay, and then now to muscle test, I'm going to I'll have you go on or sit first. Sit with your legs, your knees off first. So now I'm going to be muscle testing her knee extensors. So for this, I'm going to have this blanket rolled up. I'm going to put it right under her knee. Just like that. Here, I can set this one back. Hopefully the camera doesn't fall. Good. So go here. Go ahead. And then I want to make sure that the pelvis is staying neutralized. And I'm going to bring you out so you can extend. Can you put your leg all the way out? Good. So halfway from here is about here. Sorry, this camera's in it. That's fine. So I'm going to make sure you're not cheating. So I'm going to try to push your leg down. Don't let me, okay? So we're going to go hold, hold, hold. Pretty strong. So she's got a 5 out of 5 out of that one. And then now I'm going to muscle test her hamstrings on the back. So go ahead and lay on your stomach. Good. Okay. And then for this one, you're going to be this here. Go ahead and extend or put your foot all the way back to your butt as far as you can. Okay. So then halfway here, I'm going to go about halfway, and I'm going to make sure I'm grabbing or putting pressure down on the most proximal part of the ankle, making sure that I'm stabilizing her hip to make sure it doesn't come up while I'm doing the movement. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put pressure down on your foot. Don't let it hit the mat. Ready? Hold, 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 hold. Good. And then that would be a muscle strength test of her hamstrings.